Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. And before the room police comes and attacks me, I just want to say, yeah, I know my room is dirty. I did have the urge to get up and clean it up because, hello, it's 2 a.m. But I don't care because who's cleaning up, who's doing laundry at 2 a.m.? Not me. So it is what it is. I decided to talk about this beast right here, A Little Life, and where do I even start? Because, wow. Just, this book was just wow. Just wow. The book that I'm holding in my hand is called A Little Life by Hanya Yagihara. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Hanya Yanagihara. And before I get into this book, I just want to say this. I find that this is one of those books where the less you know about it, the more you'll be able to appreciate it and enjoy it in the writing style and how unpredictable it is. But this book also covers very difficult subject matter. So I highly suggest you look up trigger warnings and do your research before you get into this book, because out of all of my years of reading, this is the most intense book I have ever read before. Basically, the book follows four friends in New York from college through middle age, and the book particularly focuses on Jude, a lawyer with a mysterious past and unexplainable health issues. The rest of the group includes Malcolm, who is an architect from a wealthy biracial family, JB, an artist of Haitian descent, and William, an aspiring actor, who Jude is closest to because him and William and Jude are both orphans. When I first heard of this book, I kept hearing that it was sad, as if that made the book any less than the masterpiece it actually is. But when I read it, I was so fascinated by how realistic the author made everything feel. So much so that this is one of the few books where I could say the author had me completely invested and completely reeled in from the beginning to the end, which is something I deeply appreciate because look how big this book is. This is one of the few books where I can say that it was understandably lengthy because there was a great balance between the mysteries of the book and what was actually revealed. But more than anything, what makes the book so immaculate is not just how complex the characters are, but how realistic she made the entirety of the book feel, especially since the plot covered incredibly difficult subject matter. Personally, I felt such a deep connection to this novel because it actually redefines what a good novel actually is. Because let's be honest here, most forms of media are incredibly sensationalized, where there's a beginning that starts off good or doesn't start off good, a middle where there's a climax, and the end where the character usually finds happiness or they learn a lesson that changes their life forever. And despite how sensationalized this form of media may be, I find that people gravitate towards it because it provides them hope and an escape towards their problems in the real world, which is completely understandable. However, I personally don't feel connected to that because that's just not how life works. Life does not always have a long-term resolution. And in life, there's no such thing as having no problems. Your problems may change or they may get better, but they're not necessarily going to ever go away. And life is also not a place where you'll find happiness. You may find peace or contentment, but not long-term happiness. And do you want to know why? Because life is not this big, great movie where there's guaranteed success to happen to you in the future. And it's not a narrative with dramatic back-to-back experiences. Life is more of a poem where you get to live out your days and experience happiness in moments. And because of this, I feel like difficult subject matter should be written as realistically as possible. As the author mentioned, she wanted to write a novel where the protagonist never gets better. Because the book was written so realistically, I was able to understand the intricacies within each and every character, and how their experiences really shaped them into the people they became later in life. I personally felt a connection to the main character, not for reasons I'm willing to share on the media, but although A Little Life is one of the most darkest books I've ever read, it's perpetually beautiful due to its portrayal of how obscure human life can be. And for those that disagree, I encourage you to look at the book from a different perspective. Thank you and good night.